Hi guys, welcome to Amayal TV. So today we are at Trigmatic's The Eighth Element album listening. It's his latest album. It's very, very different from the usual Trigmatic we know. He being a rapper, this is completely new. It has Afrobeats, he has traditional music, he infuses a bit of juju music and a lot of instruments, and a lot of people are looking forward to this album because it's completely new from the Trigmatic we know. And trust me, a lot of your favorite celebrities are here. Kuami Eugene is here, Joey B, Mochame Kwame, Caroline is in there, Yvonne Nelson is in there. We're going to talk to each and every one of them to tell us how they feel about this album, and also talk to Trigmatic himself to tell us the journey leading to this very album. So trust us to bring you the latest and all the fun moments from this listening session. Come along. Trig, we've listened to the song. It's very different. It's something that's not you as Trig. How did the whole journey start to, finding this Trig and working on this album for this Trig?
Well, the truth of the matter is this started a long time ago, about 4 or 5 years ago, when I started doing songs like Sikenti, Jinyame, and people really didn't understand where I was going, but I needed to be consistent and keep doing it. Because, I could have switched because I can do any kind of music. But I felt like consistency pays. So I was working on myself. I was working on content. I was working. And then I met people, like-minded people. So they sort of challenged me a bit more. Because when I started performing at Celebration, I was seeing amazing artists, people who were being paid lots of money. They have less popularity, but they are very rich and very respected. I played with a band from Benin, and they play only wind instruments, and I was like it was blown away. And then I met other artists, and then I met Fela's manager, I met Fela's daughter, and I started getting into his story, and I felt like there was so much to do. I watched a documentary about Bob Marley, and I realized he did more than just the music, just more than reggae. Thank you. So I needed to challenge myself, and also my question was, if I'm no longer here, what's next?
Right.
Yeah.
So this is timeless music that should stay even when you are
when
not
I'm not.
here.
Yeah.
A lot of artists do not take the courage to go this far because it's not mainstream. This is not something that you have people jamming to in the club. Do you feel Ghanaians are ready to accept this kind of music that you are giving out to them?
I think so. I think so. Besides the masses, there's a niche which I know and I've been performing to for a while. I've done a few of the presidential balls, the Swag Awards. I've performed in a few, for a certain crowd, and Alliance Française.
Right.
There's a new crop of music listeners that understand their music, love their music, and these are my target. Aside that, I'm looking at how to reach out to the masses as well, because it's not just about my music, it's also about preserving the Ghanaian music.
Right.
So I'm also picking sounds that we are used to. For instance, when you hear a song like Aka Kemoko, Jama comes to mind.
Right.
And everybody loved Jama music when they were in high school, Shona music.
Yeah.
So you definitely vibe to it, and that's what I'm looking at. So I know it's not just going to end here. I know the market is ready. It may not be a big market, but like I said before, it's a sacrificial album.
Right. You didn't work with a lot of our mainstream artists. You followed with the band. Do you feel this is an opportunity for Ghanaians to, appreciate that side of music as well?
Yes. It was intentional. I wanted us to appreciate bandsmen, musicians who played instruments, So, because most often, one, people don't have the education. So when you mention musicians, they look at just vocalists.
Right.
But vocalists are just a minute section of musicians, So I wanted people to pay attention to those people like Otis, Cedric, Senna, Akable, Della, Katrina, amazing artists that play. And funny thing is, they play around the world.
And they are recognized.
Right. So I needed to bring them all on this album.
It's a year of return. Everybody's coming home. I feel this is the kind of music that would, make people feel at home. Do you feel like that?
Absolutely. It's ready. You should have seen my last performance, I think not too long, about 2 weeks ago, and it was filled with people from the diaspora, and you should have seen their reaction. People have missed organic Ghanaian sound, music, and when people are coming to Africa, they want to hear what we have, so we cannot sell back to them what they already consume.
used to.
Exactly, you know. So yeah.
What do you have to tell music lovers, Ghanaian music lovers, who are excited to listen to this album?
That a baby is born, you know, and they should look out for the new Trigmatic. Very original, very authentic, and you know, it's like a revolution is born.
Okay, guys, we are still at Trigmatic's The Eighth Element album listening, and we have a very special gentleman here. He's on the album. I listened to his line be about some doggy things be on. Yeah.
Why? I they do vet or what?
Anyways, Joey, you heard the album. How do you feel about it?
Oh, I like it. I like it very much. Like it's very traditional. You know, it's sick. You know, like he's doing what nobody. I mean, like the young ones. Like he's doing what they're not really doing. You know what I mean? And I support that. I like it when somebody's like, you know, very different and daring. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what I think, basically.
I mean, it's a narrow path, you know, taking that endearing.
It's serious.
Do you ever see yourself going to that lane?
Oh, media, nobody should worry about me. Oh. Me, I'll do whatever I want. Anything. If I don't know, I can't say that I'll do what he's doing now or later, but I'll just be me.
Okay, guys, we are Trigmatic's The Eighth Element album. Kuami is here. You've got to experience the album yourself. How do you feel about Trig's Gen?
Amazing album. I just know that with every beautiful birth, there must be conflict, or there will be conflict. So I'm worried about how he's going to take this very beautiful album and make it popular. You know, because the media is not very friendly towards alternative music and cultural stuff and traditional stuff and philosophies that bring out who we are, you know, as Africans, you know. So I'm just worried for him in that aspect. But the album is beautiful. But I know that God that gives him the talent to create this beauty will give him the talent to send it to the people that want to use it to grow.
I mean, you came from like Trig's background from being hardcore rap to, you know, embracing this all African. And how difficult is it for artists where you take that narrow path?
It is difficult because it is very difficult. Why? Because as a people, we don't accept ourselves. We bleach our skins and cut off our hair and purge our God and take everything foreign. Therefore, whenever immediately you create something that is of that origin, is from that original place, there's absolutely no one to receive it. And you know, and so it is very difficult for that journey is difficult. But like knowledge, once you get it, then you must carry it and send it to the world. That's the natural vibe. It is God's responsibility that He gives you as a person who has come of age. Now you realize that you are an African. You can't do anything else but be African.
Right.
And therefore, in your art, which you don't have any control over, God gave it to you. You must use that to send out the vibe or the vibrations that you are getting from God. You know, and it is so difficult making the decision. It is so difficult thinking I'm going to lose myself, I'm going to lose my audience. It is so difficult, the public persecutions. It's because every week I said that before someone will be allowed to go to the university, they must pass their own local language first.
Right.
People said I am a madman. In the meantime, they pass English. They are happy.
Yeah.
And as though English is from here.
Yeah.
Yes, they pass English, they are happy. And nobody is willing to crack the whip to force us to speak our own language, learn our own language, and be instructed in our own language.
So what would you say to the upcoming artists about, you know, finding themselves and staying true to themselves and taking that path?
It's a simple. Apart from getting these two eyes to be able to look at yourself, you need another special eye in your head so that you can look inside yourself.
Right.
You know, so each one of us must find that eye inside our heads so that we can look inside ourselves. And I believe that once we find who we are, once we discover that self, Africa will rise. Well, we will rule the world again.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
4